Welcome to another edition of Three Peas in a Pod. My name is Paul, and as usual, I have with me Ashley. What's up, Ash?
Hello.
And Tariq. What's up, T?
What's up, man? What's up? Let's go.
So today we're going to go over the points, the highlights of the weekend, the talking points, and where else to start but in South London. What is going on in South London? De Boer has been sacked after 4 games, 88 days in charge. What are your thoughts, lads? Let's open it up. Ashley, what do you think about it?
Me personally, I think it's quite an embarrassing decision. Yes, I know he's lost 4 games on the bounce and they haven't scored a goal, but he's obviously trying to change the brand of football that they're playing. He's trying to do something different. Give him a chance. At least give him till December. It wasn't like they weren't creating chances. I felt they were the better team against Burnley. The other day they had 2 shots cleared off the line or something like that. It's just one of those rash decisions that they make. And then who's to say that Roy Hodgson's going to do any better with the squad that they've got? The likes of Zaha was injured. Sacco wasn't in the squad. Ruben Loftus-Cheek wasn't in the squad on the weekend. Give the guy a chance to have his best team available. And then if it's still not going well, then make the change. But not after 4 games. We all know what the Premiership's like. You could go and win 3-4 games on the bounce. And you're back in the mix again.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? This is obviously a reaction to the media because I mean, this doesn't make any sense that you would sack somebody that soon after bringing him in. I mean, he's not really been given a chance at all, has he?
That's the thing. I mean, they brought him in the summer, and they obviously must have had a vision to change the style. But like 4 games in, how can you then just turn on him and just think, yeah, I've had enough? I mean, even the new guy that he's brought in, he hasn't even got a transfer window now. It's just, it doesn't even make any sense. Like I said, I would have brought him in. If you're going to sack him, at least give him till January. Because basically, the new guy now is working with the same players. I mean, probably, yeah, if it is Hodgson, he won't be trying to play the Ajax way, but what is the point ultimately? What sort of job interview, what sort of recruitment is going on at the place? I mean, it's like getting a job and then, yeah, a week later, you're out the door. It just doesn't make any sense in any sort of job description at all.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think these teams are... What do you think the goal is for these teams? Because, I mean, Crystal Palace, you know, it's 4 games into the season. Why have they pulled the plug so soon? I mean, it's like they've still got another 34 games to go. You know, it's not like it's...
That's what I'm saying. What were they expecting?
Like, why decided to do this now? Like, what do you think the reason is behind the clubs acting like this?
I think, yeah, I mean, I know the Premier League's rash and there's sackings all the time, but at this one, it doesn't make sense. I mean, 4 games, how much were they realistically, how many points were they expecting to get on the board? I mean, they know they're not going to be in the top 10 at least, surely. So what was the remit for the 4 games? Fair enough, they haven't won, but, I mean, they haven't scored either, but like Ash was said earlier, they were creating chances. They had moments in the game where if they score, the game changes. So I don't believe the players just couldn't be bothered. But even if, like I was saying earlier, if they're going to change the style, do they not realise it's going to take more than 4 games for it to even start working? I mean, I don't know what the plan was at all.
That's a problem all in itself with football at the moment, though, isn't it? It's so result driven.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. I can understand that people want to do the best that they can. That's in any walk in life, you want to do the best that you can. But like T said, if you're going to give someone the job, let him do the job. Let him try and do what he put forward in that meeting. Because at the end of the day, he obviously put forward these ideas. They took it on board. They said, yeah, we agree with that. That's the way we want to go forward. So you have to back it 100%. 100%. You can't just say 4 games in, we're done with this now. It's no good for us.
That's what I'm saying. And even in the wider scale, what is the point of managers having contracts anymore? They literally may be on might as well be on a game-to-game basis. Because, yeah, if you're not even giving managers 10 games to manage teams anymore, there literally is no point in them even being appointed.
Yeah. I was reading an article on the press conference they had when he first joined.
Yeah.
And the chairman and the owner, they were talking about the philosophy of the game and changing the style of football and in the project and etc. and then they've gone and done this after 4 games. I mean, it just seems bizarre. I mean, what's
Exactly.
going to happen now if Hodgson comes in? What if Hodgson loses his next 4 games? Is he going to get sacked?
That's
I
what I'm
don't think
saying.
so. Is it just they didn't believe in the ball? Like, I don't. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why have they? You know, what do you guys think about that? Because, like I said, if Hodgson comes in and does the same thing and loses his next 4 games or doesn't win his next 4 games, is he going to get sacked? I don't think he will.
No, definitely not.
That's the thing.
The problem is, we all know what Roy Hodgson's going to do. He's going to resort back to the Sam Allardyce way. He's going to try and keep it as compact as possible. He's just literally going to try not to lose any games. I don't believe anybody at Crystal Palace, the fans, the board, anybody wants to see that sort of brand of football. I don't believe anybody buys into that. Or yes, we're going to be physically strong. We're just not going to concede.
So I'm saying,
we're going to win games.
Exactly. I mean, they gave him a 3-year contract. I mean, and there's murmurs of 2 weeks ago they wanted him out the door. It just like, what does it mean, these contracts? What objectives was he set even in the first place? 4 games, literally. It's just a farce at best. It's absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, like you said, if Roy Hodgson now loses 4 games, is he going to be gone by the end of October? I mean, where does the nonsense end?
Yeah, I mean, you look at a club like Watford. They're quite similar in terms of the level that both teams are.
Yeah.
And they, when Silva came in, he didn't have the best of starts.
Nah.
But they started him and they believed in the philosophy, and it seems like it's starting to pay off now. He's been given time. He kept him up, and now they're playing well, and they're a different style to what they were when he took over. But
Exactly.
This is a sign of happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 4 games. It takes time for this to happen.
Exactly, but like Ash also said earlier, it's that every week something. If you lose, it's you're going to get relegated. If you win, you're winning the Premier League. It's week by week. It's getting more ridiculous, the narratives that they're putting in place. And yeah, 4 games in charge. If you're getting sacked, this is another stupid example of what's going on. I think a lot of it has to do with the media as well, and everyone. As soon as they started losing a few games, it was like, yeah, this ain't working, and the media sort of ran with that, and then effectively, I think, that's just got into the board's mind and just led to him getting sacked.
Yeah. So, do you guys think this will be a thing that we start to see now, or do you think it's like you said, do you think it was just the fact that the media got hold of the story and then the board panicked and acted? I mean, what do you think? Where do you think it goes from here? Do you think we're going to keep seeing kind of immediate sackings, or do you think teams will?
That's the thing.
Give a chance?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. I think I would have thought at least, you get to December, you think teams that are struggling start to look for a change. But if teams are changing managers by September when the season started in August, I mean, I literally don't know what's next. I think it could be something of a trend now. If teams just aren't getting the results shortly, they're just going to pull the plug, and hopefully it's not. But the way the game seems to be going, there's no substance anymore. There's no even sense. It's just gone out the game completely. So it could be something. I wouldn't be surprised if something that we see again.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Ash?
I think you only really have to look at the Chelsea situation early doors. Look, we lost to Burnley, and everybody was saying Conte's going to get sacked. He's not happy with the board not happy with him. It's just all hearsay, and I think that's what clubs run on these days. They listen to all this hearsay, but you never hear them come out and say anything until like the very, very last minute. We back the manager. We back him 100%. You've got a vote of confidence, the dreaded vote of confidence, they say.
Exactly.
But it just seems to me that the trend now is, if it's not going right, then it's clearly the manager's fault. Why is it the manager's fault? Have we looked at the playing squad? Have we looked at maybe how the board invested? I think it will continue to happen, most definitely.
Exactly.
It's only a week out of the deadline.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's definitely a worrying trend. I mean, I personally think that they felt that they backed the wrong horse, and I was worried about Palace at the start of the season, but I expected him to last until at least December. Results would start to pick up somewhat, but he'd still be around the bottom half of the table, and then they would have pulled the plug and made the change in the new year maybe. But I mean, for me, this is insane. I mean, I can't believe they've done that so soon. It's always like it's Leeds, like, you know, Leeds are changing managers 3 or 4 times a season. This is the kind of way they're going with this, because, like I said, what happens if Hodgson or whoever comes in next comes in and does the same thing?
Yeah.
Then, you know, are they going to just sack him again? I mean, do they have the money to do that? It seems to be like the fear of losing out on the money that you get in the Premier League is causing these managers, these teams, more money by getting rid of people and bringing in new people and spending money on players. And there is no guarantee that you're going to make it. You're going to stay in the league, you know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like managers aren't allowed to lose games anymore. Like, every team wants to be. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the merit is, the remit is. Sorry, and I don't know what aims these managers are even getting set. Is it on a game to game basis? Is it? Yeah, like, there's no plans at all. It doesn't seem.
But you only got to look at the likes of Sunderland. Look at that. It's a mess.
Yeah,
How many managers they've had in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. It just seemed like they were getting managers in just to stop them from getting relegated.
Literally.
It made no sense. There was no continuity. It just, you kept us up. We've gone up now. We've lost the first 3 games of the season. Now we get sacked. It's your fault. You're sacked. We'll get another one in. He's going to keep us up.
That's
blah, blah, blah. The story just goes on and on and on. It's
exactly.
Honestly, it's garbage.
It's absolutely nonsense, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be, unfortunately, the future of the game.
So, in terms of replacements, if it is Hodgson, do you feel that he will keep them up? Do you think he'll make a difference? Do you reckon they'll survive? What are your thoughts?
I think, I think personally they've got enough to definitely survive and turn it around. I mean, in that squad, they're about a 14th or 15th place team, in my opinion. They're not that bad. I mean, even these 4 games impacts their chances to win the game. So I think, he'll steady the ship, probably get them back to playing how they was last season, and then they'll probably finish about 14th or 15th, I think.
Yeah. Ash, what do you think?
Roy Hodgson. It just doesn't fill you with great confidence, does it? If I was a Palace fan, I wouldn't look at a Hodgson signing for the club thinking, he's going to massively change our fortunes. We're going to push top 10. I'm not going to look at it that way. I'm going to look at it as maybe like what Sam Allardyce done. He kept them up. He'd done the bare minimum. He kept them up. He kept them in the league. I just can't see what Hodgson does any different, to be honest. He might shore them up a little bit, make them a bit tighter in the back. But that was the whole point. They brought in Sacco anyway. He's just going to have to find a way of getting that team to start scoring goals, get Benteke on side, and just see if he can pull them out this slump that they're in.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think that we're talking about survival already after 4 games, but that's the way it's going in the league. But I'm still going to stick with them going down. I still think that Hodgson will probably shore things up and make a bit of a difference to start off with, but ultimately I don't think that squad has enough, and I still think they are going to go down. But we'll see how that pans out. Sure. Moving on, Sadio Mane. That was the talking point of the weekend before the
100%, yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on the incident? Mane getting sent off against Liverpool, against Arsenal, Manchester City, and that eventually changed the complexion of the game. I thought Liverpool were on top, having the better of chances, but then after the collision with Eduardo, the referee decided to give him a red, and it pretty much went all downhill from there for Liverpool. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Do you think it was a red, or do you think it was harsh, or the referee got it right?
My first reaction was, he's got it wrong. A yellow at best. But I mean, once I saw it slowed down and I saw where his foot landed and where the ball was, I can see why Mane went for it. Of course, it's a 50-50, and if he gets past the keeper, it's an open goal. But when you do see it slowed down, he did literally kick him in the face and got nowhere near the ball. I mean, I still believe if it's my team, I want my player to go for the ball. But once you do that and you miss, I guess they've got no option but to send you off. But I mean, leading on from that, I guess a wider question is, going forward, is there a point in players even bothering with those type of challenges anymore? But I guess a red was the fair call for me.
Yeah. Ash, what do you think?
I think it's harsh. I think if he wins the ball, is it a free kick to the keeper still? I don't think it is. The ref's going to let him play on. He's going to let him score. So, for me, if you're not going to give a free kick in that situation, if he wins the ball, how can you send him off? It is. He has kicked him in the face. Nobody can argue that. He has. But he's only got eyes for the ball. He never looks at the keeper at any point. He's not trying to hurt the keeper. He's going for the ball. The ball's there to be won. Matt Ritchie only got a yellow card for the same thing.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little bit harsh. Fair enough if when the ball was already gone and he absolutely clattered through him with his foot like that.
Yeah.
No intention of getting the ball, but the ball's there to be won. If he doesn't go for that, then you've got to ask what sort of commitment he's got to his team.
That's what I'm saying. And I think the problem lies with the inconsistency. Like you said, the Matt Ritchie, exactly same incident. Why is that not a sending off? I think if there was more consistency in the decisions, then I guess the fans and everyone else would just understand, okay, that if you're going to put your foot high and you're not going to get the ball, that's a sending off. But yeah, you've seen, even tonight's game, there's another example of the same thing. And I think it was a yellow card. It definitely wasn't a sending off. They didn't get sent off. But, I mean, that's where the problems are. You've got one game getting sent off and it changes the game. And you've got the same thing happen in another match. And then, yeah, it's just given a yellow or nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I hear both points here. I think I kind of lean with Ashley on this. Because I just think that it's a difficult one. I mean, like you said to me, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's harsh.
Yeah.
Why did he send him off? And then you see it again, it's like, okay, he's kicked him in the face. So really, you can't really argue with that. But at the same time, if that had happened in the middle of the pitch, would he have got sent off? Probably not.
True.
If it happened at Anfield, would he have got sent off? Probably not. So it all depends on the context, the situation. I think the fact that the crowd probably played a part of it. The reaction of Eduardo, the fact that he was unconscious. Had he have got up, would it have been a sending off? I don't know. If he'd have got the ball, like Ash said, then the referee wouldn't have stopped it for dangerous play. He would have gone on and scored, and it would have been a goal. So it's difficult. I mean, I personally think it was harsh. I think it should have been a yellow card, and it was quite early on in the game as well. So it felt like it was a big decision to make at that point in the game because it changed the game. Because after that, Liverpool just fell apart, and it was a great game up until then. It was a very even game up until then as well. So. Yeah, it's difficult, but I think the bigger question is consistency because you see 3 similar incidents over the weekend and only one of them gets a red card. That's where the problem lies.
That's the issue, exactly.
If you look at a sport like, I won't say rugby because they got video refs. Well, I guess, and also, I was going to say basketball, but they do have referees as well, video referees. But it's a lot more consistent. You know what a foul is in basketball. You know what's going to happen. So any sort of similar incident that occurs in a game will get the same treatment. And I think that's the problem that there is in football, that it's open to interpretation from the referee. And there needs to be a bit more of a hard line on if you do this happens.
Yeah.
And that they all follow that kind of that rule.
Yeah.
But it's I mean it ruined the game for me because the game was even up until then. But yeah, it's a shame that these incidents we seem to be talking about this and not talking about the actual football instead.
That's what I'm saying, and it's a shame because before, like you said, before that sending off, it was a great game, end to end, 2 teams that just want to attack, and then once that happens, it's just it's a dead event after that.
I saw Liverpool appealed for the length of the ban on Mane.
Oh wow!
Do you think that will? Do you think that will be successful, or do you reckon the FA will throw that out?
I'll be surprised if they throw it out, to be honest. I think they may make it a 2-game ban at best, but I think they've got to still stick with it for what it's worth. But I mean, if only it was consistent across the board, then, like you said, we wouldn't be even talking about it.
Yeah. Ash, what do you think?
I can't see them throwing it out, but I can maybe see them reducing it just due to looking at the Richie one, and they're going to have to put some consistency in there somewhere, like you've both said. But I can see them probably reducing it, but I can't see him getting away with being back for the next game or whenever. But more, I've heard you lot speak about it. I can't see if he wins that ball, that it's a free kick to the keeper. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's true.
It's just not going to happen, regardless of where his foot is. If he wins that ball, he's clean for on goal.
Yeah. I think that probably is the key point, and that's probably the reason why the referee shouldn't have sent him off. But I guess in hindsight, it's always good to when you see it a few times. It's always good to it's easier for you to make a decision. But
exactly.
The referee's got there and then. But it's a big loss for Liverpool going forward. Next few games, if he's out for 3 games, it's a big loss because he is their star man.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Goal of the weekend. Who did you guys have? Your favourite goal or best goal of this weekend?
I've been thinking about this back and forth really. I'm still going to stick with Harry Kane. I still believe somehow he saw something. Even if he doesn't admit it, I've got to go with that, man. Even for still pulling it off, I guess. Yeah. I'm still going with that. It was just audacious. I guess you could see, obviously, it could have been a cross. But for it to end up in the net, I'm not going to... Yeah, I've got to give it to him.
It's a cross.
It went in from a silly angle.
They all count, Ash. They all count.
Exactly.
I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't shoot. He crossed that ball.
Right, I don't know. It's like Ronaldinho all over again, isn't it? It's just, the cross shot. Did he mean it? But it was a great, either way, it looked great.
A quick shout out to Kane for reaching 100 goals, Premier League goals.
Scary,
what do you guys,
exactly.
How far do you think he can go?
I mean, at this rate, and the joke is he doesn't even score in August. So I think easily, if he, he's about 23 now, easily. He'll probably, if he stays at Tottenham, which I can't see him not, at this rate, he should become the all-time goal scorer in the Premier League, really.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Unless he gets injured, that's the only thing I can think to stop him. And he plays most games as well, and he's the main guy.
What do you think, Ash?
I think he's a top player. I think he's like the one shining light that England have got at the minute. Going into any sort of major tournament, you've got to look towards him to somehow get us some goals, somehow to be the spark in that team. But you've got to give the guy props. He come into the team and he took his chance. He had his loan spells.
Yeah.
He took his chance with both hands, both feet. He's just used all of these attributes and just took it by the scruff of the neck. But the only thing is, if Tottenham don't start winning trophies, does he stay?
Yeah.
He's going to want to further his career. Look at Gareth Bale. He was banging in goals, and he knew he needed to further his career a little bit further. He went to Real Madrid. If Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, those teams come knocking, do you reject it?
Exactly.
It starts to become hard, but like I said, props to Harry Kane, props to Tottenham for bringing him back and giving him a chance.
That's what I'm going to just wanted to touch on. I mean, it just shows, like, if a club can give a player a chance, what can happen. I mean, at different clubs, he could have still been on his 6th loan. You know, like, it's such a fine margin. He's been given his chance. Exactly. he's been given his chance, and he's absolutely, he's really ran with it. And he scores all types of goals as well, which is the thing about him. He can create goals out of nothing, and he's just, even the second goal he scored on the weekend was just another deadly finish. So yeah.
Does he not remind you of like a young Defoe in a sense? Like when Defoe first burst onto the scene, he was just like shooting on sight.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is exactly.
He doesn't really ever think about it.
Nah.
He knows where the goal is. He knows that he's good enough to hit the target. Backs himself 100%.
Exactly.
That reminds me of a young Defoe.
Yeah, man. Like his shots are usually, if they're not in, they're hitting the post. Like his accuracy is crazy.
Yeah, I think that's why he gets so many goals, because it's the element of surprise. He literally he shoots on sight, and he shoots so early. Like a lot of players take an extra touch and they try and do too much before taking the shot, but he is instantly get the ball, turn, shoot, and I think that's why he gets so many goals, because you see the keeper's always just a little bit offset before they try and get. By the time they've dived, it's in the back of the net already.
Exactly, and he shoots left, right. He's lethal, man.
He definitely is. I expect him to get another 20, 25 goals this season.
Easily, yeah. Exactly.
Ashley, who's your goal of the weekend?
I got to go with City's fifth, Leroy Sané. I think it was a quality finish. I think he's come on leaps and bounds, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a real quality player. But the finish was just very, very good. He deserved to finish the game on that goal, to be honest. I think it was worth it.
It definitely was. I mean, yeah, you have to give props. Like, as soon as he got on the ball, you knew where he was wanting to put it, and he pulled it off. I mean, yeah, he was in too much room. We can talk about that all day, but yeah, to literally shape it up and literally bend it in the top corner, it was, yeah, you got to take your hat off for him.
Yeah, I was gonna go with that choice because I think that's pretty much the obvious choice.
Yeah.
But I'm actually gonna go with Lacazette.
Oh yeah.
His first goal against Bournemouth, simply because it was just he's the player that Arsenal have needed. I think.
Yeah.
He's a natural finisher. He scores all types of goals, and he just took that chance perfectly. And I think if that was a Giroud or that was a Welbeck, that wouldn't have been a goal. So for that. I think it was a great finish, and it was just so composed the way he finished. I've seen the goals he scored this season, and they've all been. He's just a natural striker. He's a natural finisher, and all the goals he scored seem to be like he can score any type of goal. But I particularly liked his first goal. I thought that was a good finish, and I'm going to go for that just because it's not the obvious choice. But the other two goals you mentioned, Harry Kane, don't think he meant it, but it was still a great strike. And Sané's was also a great strike.
Yeah.
Performance of the weekend. Who are you guys going for?
Performance of the weekend. I'm gonna go with the obvious one. I think, yeah, it had to be City for me. I mean, obviously we spoke earlier about the sending off, which changed the game. But I guess they still. I mean, they could have sat back and just passed it around, but that killer instinct that they just went for blood after that impressed me the most, really. I mean, obviously Liverpool sat off them and let them play, but at times during that game, the attack was just ridiculous. I mean, in the second half, you had Mendy and Walker, reminiscent of almost Roberto Carlos and Cafu at times. Literally, doing so much in the last third, switching balls over. I saw Mendy crossed it all the way over, and Walker got it. And then you've got the Silva and De Bruyne madness. I mean, if you let them play, which you shouldn't do anyway, yeah, they're frightening. So yeah, the way. Say again.
They had 2 goals chalked off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think they got 2 offside goals. Aguero and Jesus had 2 offside. So yeah, they could score at will, really. But I think that was the first time I saw Pep implement his style in a game, and it kind of came all together. Whether they can do that against 11 in a proper game will remain to be seen. But I think they impressed me the most over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean their options are definitely frightening.
Yeah.
Ashley, who did you go for?
I'm not going to go for anybody that you'd probably think. I thought City played well, but I feel that Liverpool played into their hands. I think we've seen this season when teams have got at City, they are vulnerable. Bournemouth done it, Everton done it. So I personally think Liverpool played into City's hands.
Yeah.
And like T said, if you let certain players play their game, then they're going to destroy you. We all know what Aguero is capable of. We all know what Jesus is capable of. And we all know what De Bruyne and Silva are capable of. So if you allow players of that quality to play football, they're going to hurt you. But for me, I'm going to go with Brighton. I just think they've had a little bit of a rocky start, but they played well against Watford before the international break. and I thought they played a tough West Brom side, who we know are pretty solid, compact. But they played some nice football, Brighton, and they got their first 3 goals of the Premiership. And I think you've got to give them props for actually going about their business the way they have and still trying to play a certain way.
That's a good shout. I was surprised with that result, to be fair, as well, because they kind of wiped the floor with them.
I think that was a coupon buster, definitely.
100%, yeah.
Our home games are going to be very important for Brighton. And all the teams that came up, they have to win their home games, as many as they can, because it's very difficult to get points away in the Premier League. My choice is Spurs. I think Spurs, they've had a tricky start. Just playing at Wembley, it's been a bit of a problem for them. It seems to be a bit of a hangover from last season, but I think they performed pretty much the same way they did last season. Everton's always a difficult place to go, and I think that they were pretty comprehensive in the victory. And it looked like Tottenham from last season. So they seem to be getting things together. I think Sissoko played really well. He seems to have improved a lot since last season as well. Harry Kane in the goals, and that's always a ominous sign when he's starting to score goals, because he normally goes on a run of games of goals. So I think this could be the turning point for them in terms of starting to get a bit of consistency and starting to get results together. So I'm going to go for Spurs.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
What do you guys think of Spurs' performance?
I was surprised again. Like, I thought it would be a tighter game considering they're away as well. But it could have been 5 or 6 at times. When Eriksen, Ali, and Kane are at it, again, they're another. If you like I said as well, if you let certain players play and they're on it on that day, that's when it can really show. I think Eriksen this season started off brilliantly. Even against Chelsea, he looked bright. And he's such a dangerous player from set pieces as well. So I think he'll kick on again, and they've kept everyone as well. So yeah, they should have a good season if they can just get over the Wembley madness.
Yeah, they will be a threat, definitely. And finally, a new segment that we're going to start using going forward: Donkey of the Weekend.
Who's the donkey now?
Now, I was going to pick the ref for Liverpool game, but I guess we have to keep it to players. He spoiled the game. He spoiled the game for me. But we're going to keep it to players.
Yeah.
So, Donkey of the Weekend, who have you guys gone for?
I've just jumped on the social media bandwagon completely here, and it's got to be Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, just for leaving. I mean, not first of all, playing his last game for Arsenal, and then days later saying, Liverpool in a great run of form after the last game, to then make his debut in a 5-0 defeat. It's just that's the complete cycle, and why you shouldn't talk too fast. So definitely got involved in all the trolling over the weekend for him. So that's my donkey of the week.
He's got previous as well, Chamberlain, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He's against United and lost 8-2.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Exactly. So it's just disgusting.
My donkey of the week has to be Lee Chung-Yong. I haven't got a single idea what he thought he was doing. One, he was running away from the goal that he was attacking. Two, I don't know who he thought he was passing to.
Exactly.
3, what was the keeper doing?
That's effectively got his manager sacked as well, just to add that on.
I think that was sabotage.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what he was thinking, because if you're gonna spray that ball back to the keeper, you put it to the side. You never put it in the middle of the goal. Never.
Suicidal.
This is what happens when you try and get defenders to play total football that time.
Exactly. You start playing through balls for the opposition. Jesus.
I've done a Gerrard.
Yeah, literally. Oh man.
I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon with you, and I'm gonna go for Oxlade-Chamberlain simply for comments made about Liverpool. when he made the move from Arsenal, and Ashley said as well, it's not the first time this has happened to him. He's had previous with Arsenal, so for me, he's the donkey of the week.
Definitely.
Let's hope we don't do anything but the same next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least he's not playing in the Europa League, so that's an upgrade for him.
Yeah, exactly. If nothing else, yeah.
Cool. So this has been 3Ps in the pod. My name's Paul. Thanks you guys for listening, and we'll speak to you next week.
Brilliant, guys. Thanks again.
Thanks for listening.
Cool.